me. He's from Escadron de Transformation Rafale 3-4 Acteur Rafale.
You could see the leading edge slats of the aircraft deploy. Those slats, which are high manoeuvre devices, enable the aircraft to gain more alpha and therefore turn a lot more tightly at relatively slow speeds. Airfield with condensation on the upper surfaces, we saw just what a surge in quality this display has. Yeah, it's beautiful, truly beautiful, and it's not the first time that it's displayed in the UK. It displayed at the RAF Cosford Air Show on the 10th of June this year, where it won the an instructor on the French Air Force Rafale conversion unit. He has previously flown both the Mirage 2000N nuclear strike jet and the 2000D conventional strike aircraft, the latter of which we'll see later in the hands of the French Air Force Couteau Delta team. He's been a Rafale instructor since 2014. Displaced, or replaced, I should say, no fewer than 7 other platforms with both the French Air Force and the French Navy. It can perform air-to-air combat missions, conventional air-to-ground missions, nuclear strike, reconnaissance, anti-shipping strike, and they can also fly in the so-called buddy-buddy refueling role. And it was designed right from the start to be exactly that versatile. In towards us with the undercarriage down. Feature of this aircraft, Mark, is the Delta canard configuration with those little canard foreplanes, which is so typical of a lot of fighters of this generation that we're going to see today. Actually producing negative lift, so not actually contributing anything to the turning performance of the aircraft. But these canards are producing about 15% of the lift that the aircraft produces that it requires in the tight maneuvering that we see, and also for this higher end slow-speed path. Started this display with a thrust-to-weight ratio of about 1.3 to 1, and with a fuel that's
already been burnt. He is now up to about... The French Navy was the first to bring the Rafale into service. We'll see two of its aircraft displayed later. The Air Force followed a few years later, and the type saw its baptism of fire during what the French called Opération Armatin, the action over Libya, in 2011. Now coming in for a topside pass, showing us this beautiful special colour scheme. In the entire history of the French Air Force, it lasted 9 hours, 35 minutes. It took off from Saint-Dizier in France, where this aircraft is also based. The four aircraft returned to 24 targets along the way. The mission concluding at N'Djamena in Chad. It's the sort of performance that the Rafale has demonstrated in operations that have seen it being sold both to Egypt as well as to India. The thing that impressed the Flight Control Committee about this is to land the French Air Force Rafale C. This is the single-seat version. The French also fly the two-seat Rafale B, which they originally thought of as a combat-capable conversion trainer, but in fact they now have started using that rather like the US Air Force uses the F-15E Strike Eagle with weapon system officer in the back.
How quickly that aircraft has reduced its speed, come under control. It could easily have turned off at 2,000 feet after touching down.
Very impressive indeed. One of no doubt the best fast jet displays currently on the circuit, but we've got plenty more in that regard to come over the course of the next several hours. And the French Air Force contribution, which is very welcome on, of course, Bastille Day weekend, where the Armée de l'Air has a lot of other commitments. Still not over in the flying display with their Couteau Delta team of the magnificent Mirage 2000Ds. Still to come. Now it's the Finnish Army that we turn for the next item, running in thus from the right, the NH Industries NH-90 Tactical Transport Helicopter.